Hi, Gary Chillingworth here for AirKing Magazine, Shooting and Country TV. Welcome to Life at the Range. Well, we've got a really interesting video here today on a rifle that I've never ever shot before and a system that I've never ever shot before. Have I got you intrigued? I hope so, because I certainly was. Now, huge thanks to Ian Price who put me onto this idea. This rifle is from one of the biggest manufacturers in the world. It's not Walther, it's not Air Arms, it's not Viroc, it's not Steyr, it's not BSA, it's not any of the ones you probably would have thought of. This rifle is from a firm called Diana, one of the oldest manufacturers in the world. And to my absolute shame, it's not really a rifle I've thought about over the years, or a manufacturer I've thought about over the years, but they make some truly brilliant guns. Now, this is a Diana 54, and it's a Springer-ish. What this rifle is a semi-recoilless Springer, and it's a side lever. I know, we've never had one of those before. Now, what do I mean by semi-recoilless? This whole action moves within the stock. So it doesn't matter how hard you grip the stock, it's not going to affect the accuracy of the spring gun. Now, years ago, there was a firm called Wiscombe, and they used opposing pistons. Brilliant piece of kit, and it's going to cost you about £5 to get one. Again, the Air Arms TX SR, like hen's teeth, you can't get them, they don't make them, and the ones that you can get, they're old, you know, they've been around for many years. This is an off-the-shelf recoilless Springer, and I am genuinely really excited about playing with it today. Welcome to Life at the Range. Hi Gary, do you want to have your dog kidnapped again? Remember to tell them to like and subscribe. Best wishes, Emily. Okay, we've just got our dog back from Emily. Those of you who've been watching the videos for quite a long time now will know that many moons ago I kept on forgetting to ask you to like, share and subscribe, and as such Emily, our overlord, kidnapped my dog until I started to remember to asking you all to like, share and subscribe. Also, after you've done that, if you're interested in more drivel, you can always get my stuff through AirKing Magazine, because I write for them each month. They also have proper writers as well, like Eddie Jones, Dave Barnum and many others. Airgun World also has some brilliant stuff. They're doing subscription services at the moment which give you free shooting insurance included. So please like, share, subscribe to the video, get yourself a subscription to AirKing Magazine, the best one, or Airgun World, still brilliant but not quite as good, that's my opinion because I write for AirKing. And please prevent my dog from getting kidnapped by Emily. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's have a little chat about a rifle. We'll go over the basics first, and then we'll get more into the depths of the recoiling system when we're actually going to shoot the thing, because I know you don't want to just hear me yapping around about talking about a rifle. Now, first of all, ambidextrous. You can shoot it from both sides, left or right, which is really great. Cocking lever's on the right. Cock the rifle, you pull the lever back, load the pellet in the port, push the lever forward, safety at the rear, push it in, bang and fire. We all know how to shoot a rifle. Now, one thing that I do love about this is the fact that it comes with iron sights. Now, I'm a scope shooter. Sorry, Highland Outdoors. Oh, that's the other thing. Should have said in the intro, this rifle was supplied to us by Highland Outdoors. And a blast from the past, a chap by the name of Ryan Charlton, who back in the day when I first started shooting with his mighty Walther was one of the best shots in the country. Now he's off shooting big guns in tactical things and having lots and lots of fun, and apparently doing incredibly well. Won a huge competition at the weekend. Congratulations, Ryan. But the lovely people at Highland Outdoors sent this out to me, so thank you very much. It has iron sights. Now, as we can see here, sitting on top of this, we've got my Vortex scope. Now, if you just want to plink in your garden, you've got 20-30 yards, something like this may be overkill. You just want to use iron sights. So you've got this iron sight at the back, which is adjustable for elevation and for windage. We'll put a photograph up of it. And at the front, you have this. So you can replace this barrel weight with this other barrel weight, which has got your forward sight, which gives you a rear and a forward sight. So the gun comes with iron sights or an 11mm scope rail, so that you can fit a whole host of different types of optics on top. The trigger. Now, I was really surprised. It's got the T06 trigger, which is adjustable for brake and for weight. You get instructions on how to adjust within the pamphlet that you get with the gun. And I've had this straight out the box, and it's a really lovely trigger. It's got a fair bit of first stage, and when I'm first learning a gun, I like that. But the fact is, it's very easy to pull the trigger back, feel where the first stage is, and then the way this rifle has been set up is there is a very, I don't know, probably, it's not a light brake, it's not a heavy brake, it's somewhere in between a PCP and an out-of-the-box Springer. I've not felt any need to adjust. So that T06 trigger is a lovely trigger. I'm genuinely very impressed. Other things that I like that it comes with a sling stud at the front, which means you can fit a bipod. Now the plan was to fit a bipod to it today. I can't find my bipod. I'm not sure where I've put it, and it's been drum out. I spent an hour looking for it, I couldn't find it. So what we'll do is when I find the bipod, I think we're going to do a video on rests and bipods, which we'll use the Diana for. Another excuse to play with it. Butt pad on the rear, it's not adjustable, but I'm sure you can see they've got the two dots, top and bottom, screws underneath. You can unscrew that, put an adjustable butt pad on really nice and easily. Has a bear trap. When you cock the rifle, you come back first stage, load a pellet. I wish I'd had a pellet with me. Load your pellet in there, and then on the back you've got a bear trap which you push in. So we'll cock all the way, push the bear trap in, push forward, and now the rifle is ready to fire. I'm going to go and get a pellet because I don't like leaving a gun cocked without a pellet in it, because just like a PCP, sorry, just like a spring gun, you should never fire one of these without a pellet, as it will damage the internals. Well, at least I think it will. I don't know with a semi-recoiling Springer, but I would suggest you don't do it. Pellet, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. Now the pellets that I've been using are these. Now this rifle is in 2.2, and I'm using the JSB Exact Jumbo RS. These weigh 13.43 grains. So they're a nice light pellet. So it's already cocked. Push the bear trap in, push it forward. And you can see it recoil for the first time. See what you think. Firing into a tree, it's nice and safe. See, first stage. And if you watch into my shoulder again, you're going to see a lot more of me shooting. The way I like to cock is to pull it back. Should really never let go of that. Then pull it back again, thumb in and cock. Right, I'm just going to hold this without it in the shoulder. Watch that and see how much it moves. Did you see that? The fact that the scope came back but the stock stayed absolutely still. That's a recoilless Springer, but we're going to get more into that in a second. Okay, so we've cocked the rifle, we've loaded a pellet, pushing it forward, we've got the safety on the back, it's out, it's safe, in ready to fire. So we're going to fire this off. You see the way that the slide, the action has slid back within the stock. Now if you come in a bit closer, Jacob, if you watch now, if I put my hand on the back of that, see the way that the whole action now slid forward. So that's how essentially this system works. The stock stays in place and the action moves back and forward within the stock. Cracking bit of kit. Now the beauty of the sledge system that this works on is the fact that you can grip the rifle however you want, and because of this lovely checkering you get all of that, it's nice and easy to grip, but I would always recommend you use a glove. Now one thing we have to speak about, this is a heavy old Hector, nearly 5 kilos in its laminate guise. They do a beach version which is slightly lighter, and it takes some force to actually cock it. Now it might be a case that I'm just not used to that action. I'm used to doing an underlever. But you need your shredded wheat before you shoot one of these. So if you're going to spend your hard-earned, and you are basically, you don't need a gym membership when you own a Diana 54, but I'm able to cope. I got my son to cock it. Some people were playing with it at the weekend and some of the ladies were shooting it, but one of the ladies said to me that 40 or 50 shots with it in short succession is going to leave her with a bit of a stiff neck. So give one a try, and if I still have it and I'm at a shoot, ask me to bring it along and I'm more than happy for you to come and have a go. Now let me just check the zero. Put one more down before we go onto the card. Now this particular rifle is in 2.2, and the reason I wanted a 2.2 one is quite simple. I'll go back to that in a sec. Okay, now I shoot, as you know, UK AHFT, and under their rules a semi-recoiling Springer shoots in open class. So if this was in 177, I will be shooting against PCPs like Steyrs, HFT 500s, Walthers and stuff like that. And as good as this is, I would be lying to you if I said it's as accurate as a 2,000 pound Steyr that is built for ultimate precision. This has got moving parts, you know, the whole action moves within the stock. It's accurate, trust me, it's accurate. But I went for one in 2.2 because if you want to shoot in competition, you're now shooting in 2.2 class. Now again, you're going to be shooting against people like Graham Cargan and Dan Measures, who Graham's got a 2.2 Steyr and Dan Measures has got an HW100 in 2.2. And they're both brilliant shots. They're genuinely both brilliant guys. You know, some of the scores they put in with 2.2s is absolutely scary. I'm glad they don't shoot 177. But on a club level, you stand a better chance if you want to shoot one of these in HFT in 2.2 than in 177. If you want a 177, crack on, go for it, and you will get many, many plaudits from all of us. But in 2.2, guys, you know, you'll be up there with the best, because this is, I've tested this against my HW100 and it was negligible, the difference in accuracy. The interesting thing is, what I have always said is I believe Springers take less wind than PCPs. So this could be the best of both worlds. It's got no recoil and it takes the same amount of wind as a Springer. So maybe I should get one in 177. Okay, let's have a go. Right, we're shooting out the shoulder, mainly because it hasn't got an adjustable butt pad, but that could be fitted, so you could shoot it off the deck. There we go. We're shooting at 25 yards. We've got a little bit of wind left to right. It's not a completely still day. And I say, we're shooting from the shoulder, which I'm not particularly good at. Same hole. See, I like to put the pellets just to my right, and I can hook my arm around the lever, load. So we've gone first stage, then the second stage, pushing the action forward, thumb in on the bear trap, set the trigger, and then we're good to go. Okay, it's fractionally left, but all within a 15mm kill zone. Last shot, please don't suck. See, nice wide elbows. And again, through the same hole, 25 yards, 3 shots through the same hole. Well, not through the same hole, we made the hole bigger, and one I jumped high. Again, these rifles are amazing, but you've still got the soft squidgy bit behind the trigger, who sometimes for some reason just can't shoot. Right, let's push it out to 40 yards, and we're going to try some 20mm reactive target, not reactive, sorry, they're 20mm targets from custom targets. See how we get on with those. Okay, so we've set up our pin target system downrange at 40 yards. These are 20mm across, and they're designed to break off when you shoot them. And the reason I go for 20mm is that's roughly the size of an adult rabbit's brain. Now, I'm not a hunter, but let's see how we can do if we can kill 3 20mm shots at 40 yards. Personally, I would never ever hunt out at this range because I'm not good enough. Right, I'm just going to put a sighter down there just to make sure my zero is on. Yep, that's roughly where I was thinking I should hit. Now, we've got a little bit of wind right to left. And I knew that because I walked down there. But looking through the rifle, I can barely see any movement. So I'll be interested to see if we get a clean kill. Aiming at the left-hand one. And I missed. If I'd have been shooting a rabbit, I would have injured it, not killed it. And that's the same with a PCP as with a Springer or a recoiler Springer. Again, just let me just check my zero. Okay. That was wind. I've just looked down there and there's considerably more than I initially thought. So I reckon I went out to the left. Okay, let's give it another go. Well, there's quite a bit of wind down there now. And there we go, solid kill. Shot number 2. Smallest target in HFT you can have of 40 yards is 25mm, which is bigger than what we're shooting at. Okay, go for the middle one, or the left one now. Okay, solid kill. See if we can go 3 for 3. So based on this, I should be okay for a 25mm at 40 yards. Now, I shot this in competition last weekend just as a test. Don't ask me my score because I'm not used to shooting in 2.2. And it was my range finding that let me down and not the rifle. And along the flat, I had no problems at all knocking down 25mm at 40 yards. The gun is super accurate. I struggled with elevation, but I think that was more to me, more because of the way I'm not used to shooting this type of rifle elevated, and I'm not used to shooting 2.2 elevated. That's my excuses. I'm sticking to it, but we are going to stick with this gun and we're going to shoot it quite a bit more. And there we go, 20mm, 3 for 3. Well, apart from the first one I missed because of wind, but once I knew the wind, 3 for 3, we'll forget about that first one. That's due to incompetence. If you can knock down a 20mm at 40 yards, you're going to have a lot of fun with this in your garden, hunting, plinking, HFTing, doing whatever you want to do. Accurate gun, very accurate gun. Okay, well, we're here on the range and we've got a 45-yard rat target out there from Flop Over Industries. So let's have a go. So we've still got right to left wind, shooting out the shoulder. I suck, but the gun is great. So let's see how we do. There we go. A solid. Tell it. We've got time. Let's reset it. Let's have another go. One could always be a fluke. Just reset it. Probably going to miss the reset paddle now. Reset the gun. Reset the pedal. Right. Don't rush, Gary. Important thing when you're learning, treat every shot as it's the most important shot you'll ever take. Don't get into the bad habit of just lobbing lead down range for the sake of it. Right, 45 yards, 35mm rat. And there we go. 2 for 2. Maximum distance, wonderful rifle. For those of you who are hunters, and I know a lot of you are, this could be the perfect hunting gun. You can fit a bipod and it won't affect the springer, it won't affect your accuracy. You can grip this as hard as you want, and because the action is moving within the stock, it doesn't affect it. It's a single shot gun, 1 shot, 1 kill, should be fine. I'll leave it up to you to think, to tell me whether or not you think this is too loud when you're out shooting. Firing off. I'm into a backstop. I'm not a hunter, you guys are. You can tell me whether or not you think that is too loud. That's up to you. That's something I will leave you to make a decision. But I certainly think it's worth having a look at. If you're looking for a single shot rifle for hunting, this could very well be your baby. Well, there we have it, the Diana 54. Sledge system, action moves within the stock. It moves back, for those who want to know, it moves back 50mm and then moves forward. Accurate, 25 yards, a ragged hole group. For 40 yards, we were flopping over 20mm discs without a problem. And at 45 yards, a 35mm flop over target, 2 for 2 and a reset. What more do you want from an HFT gun? hunting gun, plinking gun, whatever. It's an interesting rifle. And I love the fact that I can grip it as hard as I want. I can put a bipod in it and it won't affect the way the gun shoots, but it's still a Springer, and it is still a Springer. Is it hard to cock? A little bit, you know. I think it's like all things. When I used to shoot a TX200 with an aftermarket spring in it, and it took me a while to get used to it and to build up the muscles in your neck. And you speak to any Springer shooter, and when they first start, they go, oh, am I going to be able to do this? Because it's hard work, but your body adapts. And I think that is the case. It's not horrendously bad. I mean, look, you know, just to prove a point, I'll cock it. I haven't tried this, so this could go seriously wrong. Right, just with 2 fingers. Again, surely shouldn't be letting go to the cocking bar. There we go. 2 fingers and I cock the rifle. So as long as you've got something to hold against, leverage, you know, leverage is your friend. I've really enjoyed shooting this today. If you're looking for a rifle to shoot in competition, oh, and that's the other thing. All right, as I said earlier, HFT rules, UK HFT rules, this will be shooting in the open class, or if you've got 2 in 2 class. If you are an FT shooter and you like sitting on a cushion, as far as I'm aware, this will go in the piston class. So you could actually shoot this with the recoiling guns. And some other HFT places may allow this to shoot in the Springer class. Speak to your local club, speak to your organisation and see what the ruling is on one of these. They are, do you know what? I've genuinely enjoyed playing with it, and we're going to do some more with it. I shot it at the weekend, shot it badly, but that was down to me because I'd only just got it. I threw a scope on it, as I always do, and we went out and we shot. I noticed that my aim points shooting along the deck was slightly different to shooting upwards, not because of the rifleman's rule, but because the way the rifle reacts or the way that I'm doing something, and I need to get my head around that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play with this more. I'm going to try different pellets with it, and then we're going to go out and we're going to shoot it in a competition, and we're going to see how we go. As ever, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you've enjoyed the content we've put out. Seriously, go and have a look at a Diana 54 AirKing Pro, and I think if you see one, you will love one, and you will probably end up buying one. Huge thanks to Highland Outdoors for supplying it. Much appreciated. Ryan, well done on the competition win again, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Ta-da.